One is the Wells-built Museum of African American History, which is in Orlando, and it opened in 1926 as a hotel. And during the days of segregation, it was the one place in Orlando where people of African ancestry could stay when they traveled. It played host to all kinds of historically significant people. For example, in 1949, Thurgood Marshall came to Central Florida to defend four young men in Groveland, Florida, who had been accused of rape. This is highlighted in a Pulitzer Prize winning book, The Devil in the Grove, which won the Pulitzer in 2013. The biggest hurdle that Thurgood Marshall had in 1949 was finding a place to stay. No hotel in Lake County would rent a room to an African American. There were families who might have taken him in, but they had been threatened by the Klan. He used what was called the Negro Motorist Green Book, which had been compiled by a man named Victor Green, and it identified places throughout the United States where African Americans could stay when they traveled so that they knew that they would be welcomed. So he found this hotel 40 miles outside of Groveland, and it was the Wells-built Hotel, which is now the Wells-built Museum of African American History and Culture, and I am the founder of that museum. So in terms of places where people should want to visit, that is number one on the top of my list. There's also a cultural center in Brevard County, the Moore Cultural Center, which was the home, the birthplace, and where the family of Harry T. Moore lived. Now, Harry T. Moore in the 1930s started a branch of the NAACP, and he took what was 6 branches in the state and expanded them to more than 50. So he organized more branches of the NAACP. He and his wife were the first martyrs to the civil rights movement. There was a bomb placed under their home in 1951, and they were both killed. This is before 1955, when Rosa Parks sat on the bus in Montgomery, Alabama. But very few people know that the first 2 martyrs to the civil rights movement were Floridians. So in terms of a place that people should want to see, it is the Moore Cultural Center in Brevard County. There are places throughout the state of Florida. There is Virginia Beach. People don't remember that at one time the beaches were segregated. So there are many of these sites that have been rehabilitated and would make a wonderful civil rights trail. And one of the things that Florida lacks is a civil rights museum. There is a civil rights museum in Tennessee, in Memphis, the Lorraine Motel where Dr. King was assassinated. There's a civil rights museum in Birmingham, Alabama, the 16th Street Baptist Church, the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, places like that. But Florida has no civil rights museum, and I think that one is needed in order to take advantage of people who are interested in cultural tourism.